Rent is too damn high.
Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're at. If you're in California this morning, if you're in anyway, whatever you're at, Eastern Standard Time, it is 11:59 on February 13th. Last night, the president gave the most humiliating speech I've ever heard in my life. I never thought that I would see an American president literally sound so stupid. The president really has not paid attention to what he has done to destroy the fabric in America. He spoke of jobs, he spoke of minimum wage, he spoke of creating jobs, and he spoke of the businesses doing good without knowing that it was businesses are doing good because he gave the businesses the people's money to do good. All of this was no consideration for the damage he done to the American people. And the American people are hurting. And how will the American people get out this mess? Oh, man, I need to get to a higher position than just running for mayor of the city of New York, which I'm doing this year. But I am relaxed to take it one position at a time. And when I get to one, then I can climb to the top before it's too late. I'm considering my age. I'm 66 years of age, and I need to make a fast move. If someone can help us raise the funds necessary to have that voice, if I can do seminars, if I can do some kind of shows to speak on this subject, because the American voter is being taken over by the hypnosis of the Democratic Party, and Barack Obama right now is leading this ignorant path, trying to convince the American people that this is what his agenda, the Democratic Party, is doing for them, is doing something good for the American people, when it is not. This is the worst for a country to even stand, to even speak of giving a State of the Union speech last night. He should have canceled it because it was more ignorant than smart. There was nothing smart in it. When it comes to the people, the other matters he spoke about, I'm not concerned about. You know, it was just a part of the conversation to stretch the speech. But the most critical part is the American people. Go to my YouTube videos on YouTube under Rent is Too, RENTISTO. I have a series of videos where I talk about the economy. I think you should listen to without having me to go through it here again. On you and me and every American citizen, every American taxpayer, being a 61% shareholder of everyone the president gave $50 billion in forms of bailout and stimulus to. These are the businesses he spoke about. Raising minimum wage is really ridiculous. Doing the right thing, there would be no need to raise the minimum wage. Let me just say this. When you raise the minimum wage, businesses are going to have to pay that minimum wage. And so does everything else goes up. He can't see that. A good example of that is what I explained on a YouTube video that I did called Criticizing the President. On a pack of cookies that was once 25 cents is now $1. 25 cents in 2001, $1 in 2013. A cup of coffee, 15 to 20 cents, 25 cents in 2001. That cup of coffee is now $1.50 to $1.25. That's what happens when you keep raising and raising and raising. This is all they know to do: raise, raise, raise. And there is a solution for all of this. Anyway, I'm Jimmy McMillan. I ask you all to help me. It is at the point now that America is in critical economic condition, especially for our youth. There's nowhere for them to turn. I am right now their only salvation. And you all can give your fundraisers and on my behalf, and send what you can do to send it to the Rent is Too Damn High party. Just go to Rent is Too Damn High and make a donation at the Rent is Too Damn High party, where we can accept any amount. Running for mayor of the city of New York, you can't do that. You can only send a small contribution of up to $2,500. But helping the Rent Too Damn, helping the party would be better, would be good, because we can get this throughout every state in the union and set up a Rent is Too Damn High headquarters and a movement there. So that's why I say that maybe you know a rapper, maybe you know an entertainer or something that can donate a substantial amount of money to the Rent is Too Damn High party, because America is hurting, and no one is concerned about the American youth than we are. This is why the movement was formed and created, and thought of the children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. But the president, somehow or another, he lost focus on him being elected by these people who believed that he was the one. And that's proven to be wrong. To listen to this humiliating speech last night, the State of the Union, which was Tuesday, February 12th, was the most embarrassing, humiliating thing I didn't want to listen to it, but I had to, because I wanted to make sure that he would cover the people involvement and the money that he given to all of these, the $50 billion he given to every bank and corporation in America. And maybe he would talk about waiving the debt of the American people, like student loans and like mortgages, because he gave Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac the pat on the back, gave them a pat on the back when they blew $800 billion. And now Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, starting March or February, this month, they're going to begin foreclosing homes again. It's almost like he didn't even, no one, the damage that they've done is being ignored. And this is sad. It's a sad day for the American people to sit up and pat this president on the back, and he can't be considered the greatest. I'd rather him not do anything than to come out and humiliate the American people the way he's doing. He's humiliating the country. If you can't talk to the American people, trying to convince the American people and get America back on track economically, what you think third world countries are looking at us like we're the weakest nation on the planet? And that's the way it looks. We are the weakest nation over the presidential leadership we have right now on the planet. This president don't know what he done wrong to hurt the American economy, to hurt the American people, to hurt the American in general. He can't see it. America is in critical economic condition caused by the President Barack Obama, because of what he did when he got elected. He should have never done. He should have allowed the banks and corporations to go bankruptcy, to file for Chapter 11. When he gave them money, he threw it off. It was an off balance in the Federal Reserve, that an off balance that they can't even see. And it's so sad that the message is not resonating with the American public, because if it had, from the very first YouTube video I made, someone would have passed it around and passed it around. Someone would have heard it. All you have to do is pick out a little that I say out of the conversations on my YouTube videos, and you could have took it and ran with it. But I'm not going to be spending a whole lot of money. I don't have it like that. All I have is a message, and I have a way. I have done something that no one else has been able to do. I found a $1,138.26 trillion surplus in the U.S. Department of Treasury, where the United States government is claiming deficit and is claiming fiscal cliff, and none of that exists. America is in $1,138.26 trillion surplus. I found it sitting in the U.S. Department of Treasury in the last week in January. That is what I'm doing under my investigation. That's where I found that money. That money came from all the banks and corporations the president had lent money to and gave money to, of the people's money, where the people were 61% shareholders of those institutions. They fell into default, late payments with interest and penalties. They all paid the money back, but they paid it back with interest and penalties, and the money has not been reported. The American government has refused to be transparent with the American public, and has refused to treat the American people like shareholders and not just someone who just sitting there. And the American public is shareholders of every bank in America. And how are you going to sit up and talk about jobs and talk about job creation, talk about taxes? You're going to charge the American people talking about upgrading and taxes for whatever reason, and every American, even the millionaires that you want to tax, is a contributor. They're 61% shareholder. How can you tax a shareholder of someone you gave money to bail them out? But you spoke last night on the 12th on the State of the Union speak on how good businesses are doing and how they're blooming and blossoming, and how they're earning, how their earnings is great. And you gave them the people's money to do great, and now the people are hurting. And this is so sad, America. America just need to wake up and stop playing liberal, and stop playing progressive, and stop playing conservative, and stop playing all this Democrat, Republican nonsense, and get a People's Party is why the rent is too damn high parties here. We simplified it, hoping that you can join this movement and give us the support we need. Go to Rent is Too on YouTube and check out the videos we have there. And help us spread the message through digital and social media. Do it in your own way. You don't have to watch my video if you don't like me. If you like if you like the country, you will. You don't have to like me at all, as long as you love America. That's good enough with me. This is Jimmy McMillan, founder of the Rent is Too Damn High Party and movement. And thank you for listening.
Rent is too damn high.